The year is 1985, during America's greatest war, the war on drugs. And when a drug smuggler's plane is going down, he abandons his shipment of cocaine over at Georgia National Park. The cocaine then finds itself in some unlikely paws. Now, a series of cops, criminals, and other locals find themselves coming face to face with a bear high on cocaine. This, whoa, is Cocaine Bear! How long have I been here? Oh God, I gotta clean this up now. Okay, that's better. Cocaine Bear is a new horror comedy directed by Elizabeth Banks. And believe it or not, it's based on a true story. Well, loosely based. In the mid-80s, a black bear ingested some cocaine and died shortly after. You can actually go see the taxidermied body of the bear at a Kentucky national park. But this film is a lot different from its real-world events. Cocaine Bear is the crime monster movie I never knew I needed. This is an extremely fun and funny, gory horror comedy that is on the verge of being brutal. Yeah, I'm bringing that back. It's funny, gory, and it doesn't just rely on the name Cocaine Bear. Normally, at this point in the video, I would talk about the cast, but first I really want to talk about the titular character, Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear is a movie monster for the ages. And keep in mind there, I said monster. Cocaine Bear's presence in the movie is a lot like Godzilla. Or since this movie also takes place in the woods, I guess the better comparison here would be Jason Voorhees. And with that information, you have to realize that Cocaine Bear is not exactly the main character of the movie. But much like Godzilla and Jason Voorhees, when she's on screen, it's awesome. Literally everything about this movie monster is perfect to me. From her kills to the way she acts, there isn't much I would change about her. Although this film does make me question the anatomy of a bear, and not because the bear's on cocaine. There's a line said by one of the characters that just didn't make sense biologically. When you hear the line, you'll know exactly what it is. This film could have been one of those movies that exist simply because the title was a good draw. Kind of like Sharknado was. And can you believe Sharknado is almost 10 years old? Oh boy. But unlike Sharknado, Cocaine Bear's biggest draw is a lot more than its name. Because the two stories that Cocaine Bear finds herself throughout are actually very well done. Perhaps they're not the most groundbreaking stories ever, but they're simple and work really well for a film like this. One of the stories focuses on a mom, played by Kerry Russell, who is trying to find her daughter, who is lost in the woods. And on the other side of the forest, there's a pair of drug dealers, played by Alden Ehrenreich and Osea Jackson Jr. Drug dealers that are there to find the lost bags of cocaine. And I was really into these stories, far more than I would have expected to. And a lot of that has to do with the great writing and the great performances. And speaking of performances, this is, to my knowledge, the last film Ray Liotta was in before his passing. And man, what a movie to end a stellar acting career with. This film is about as 80s as you could probably get for a movie releasing in 2023. From the music to the way people dress to the way people act even, it's very 80s, and the film does a great job at capturing that feel. Now, obviously, I wasn't around in the 80s, but I think the film really makes you feel like you're in that decade. All the way down to some of the practical effects in the movie looking very 80s too. If I wanted to get nitpicky, I guess I could point to a plot point near the end of the movie that just comes out of nowhere and was so forced, and it's just forgotten about just as quickly as it's brought up. I'm not gonna spoil it, but why was this in the movie? This didn't need to be in the movie. It didn't help the movie. It didn't go anywhere. Just felt forced. I wasn't a fan of this plot point at all. And while this is not a negative, I just want to make a point to mention this. The film starts with a series of iconic anti-drug PSAs that have been memed to death, so even I, as a 2000s kid, know about them. But I was really disappointed in the absence of one that just floors me every time I see it. And it's the one of Lou Albano dressed as Mario telling you that if you do drugs, you're gonna go to hell before you die. I'm only bringing this up because I want to show the clip.
I'm Captain Lou Albano talking to you about drugs. Kids, don't be afraid to say no. Anyone that asks you to use drugs is not your friend. Drugs can and will kill. Remember, don't be afraid to turn to your priest, your rabbi, your minister, your moms, your dads, your teachers, because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
Come on, Universal, you could have absolutely shown that. You got the Mario movie released in a few weeks. That would have been some great cross-promotion. Crap, now I really want to see Chris Pratt do that PSA. But aside from that one very minor nitpick, I had a lot of fun with this movie. It knows what it wants to be, and it does it very well. It's funny, silly, gory, campy, and all around, my kind of dumb fun. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button, and if y'all want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. Oh, and by the way, check out the website. Until next time, I'm Quentin Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic.